So let me ask you something. What's actually separating the people who win, who build the life they want, who stay calm under pressure, and who keeps going when everything around them is falling apart, from the people who just survive? It's not intelligence, it's not talent, and it's also not luck. It's definitely even not opportunity. It comes down to one thing: how they think. So today I'm going to walk you through exactly how to build a mindset that nothing can break. I want to be clear, this is not a motivation video. This is not a think positive and everything works out. This is a system, a set of principles that the most successful, most resilient people in history follow. First one, your mind is a battleground. So here's the first thing you need to understand: your mind is never neutral. Always under the influence of something. So right now, something is controlling your thinking. The question is, what is it? Is it fear, the fear of failure, of being judged, of not being enough, or is it doubt? The quiet voice that says probably it won't work anyway. Or if it's the resentment from something that happened months or years ago that you are still carrying. Or is it something else? Purpose, clarity, faith in where you are going. So most people never stop to ask that question. They just let the day run their mind for them. They wake up, check their phone, absorb whatever in the news, carry the stress of yesterday into today, and they wonder why they feel stuck. So here's the truth that nobody says out loud. Your mental attitude is the one thing in this life that nobody can take from you. So people can take your money, they can take your time, they can ruin a relationship or end a career. But your mind, only you can give that away. And most of us are giving it away every single day without even realizing it. So the very first step to building an unbreakable mindset is this: start recognizing that you are the gatekeeper. You decide what it gets, you decide what it stays, and you decide what it means. So the second one is you need a burning purpose. Now here's where most people go wrong with mindset. They try to stay positive without any real direction. And I will be honest with you, positive mindset without purpose is just wishful thinking. It doesn't hold up. The moment life hits you, and it will, your attitude isn't enough to keep going. So what you need is a goal so clear, so personal and emotional loaded that it pulls you forward even on your worst days. So it's not a dream board, it's not a vision board, it's not something that sounds nice, something that makes you feel something when you think about it, something you'll be willing to suffer for. So ask yourself this: what do I want so badly that I'm willing to misunderstood for it? What would help me keep moving forward? What would I keep working towards even if no one believed in me? What kind of life would make every hard thing I've been through feel worth it? So that answer, that is your anchor. That is what your mindset needs to attach itself to. Because here's what I've noticed. People who have that kind of purpose don't really struggle with motivation. They don't need something, to wake them up. They wake up already knowing why they are getting out of bed. So people without a drift and a drifting mind is a vulnerable mind. It gets pulled by fear, distraction, other people's opinions, bad news, and comparison. So write down what you want. Make it specific. Make it real. Vague desire produce vague results. But when you are clear, genuinely clear, everything shifts. The third one is cosmic housekeeping. Alright, so let's talk on something that doesn't get enough attention. The actual content of your thoughts on a daily basis. So most people have no idea what's running through their head all day. They're on autopilot, and that autopilot for most of us defaults on fear, doubt, comparison, criticism, and worst case scenarios. I call it cosmic housekeeping, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You have to take inventory. You have to catch yourself mid-through and ask, wait, where is my mind going right now? Is this thought building me up or cheering me down? Is this useful or is this just noise? So here's the thing about negative thoughts. They don't knock politely, they don't wait for invitation, they break in. And if you let them stay, they take over. So when you catch fear creeping in, stop it. Replace it immediately. Not with fake positivity, with something real and true. Something like, I've gotten through hard things before and I'm still here. I'm still moving, and this is hard, but hard is not the same as impossible. So that's not a toxic positivity. That's a mental discipline. And it's a skill, which means it gets better the more you practice it. So start doing this daily. Every morning before the noise of the day kicks in, do a quick sweep. What's been living in your head, what needs to go, and make it a habit. Think of it as sweeping out your mind, the same way you will clean your house. Because the mind you show up with shapes every single thing you do that day. There's a very good quote, I'm not sure from where it is, but it says, in the long run, the quality of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. I think it's Napoleon Hill. Now, I want to go to a level deeper because there's a principle that explains why some people seem to just believe in themselves naturally, effortlessly, and while others spend their whole life fighting self-doubt. It's called autosuggestion, and it's simpler than it sounds. So your subconscious mind doesn't actually know the difference between what's real and what you repeatedly tell it. Whatever you say to yourself on a loop, your brain starts to accept the truth. Think about that. That's not a weakness, that's a weapon, if you know how to use it. So the person who wakes up every morning and says out loud, or in their head, nothing ever works for me. I'm tired, I can't catch a break. Their brain spends the rest of the day finding proof of exactly that. And the person who wakes up and says, figure things out, I find a way, I'm getting better at this every single day, their brain finds proof of that instead. Same world, completely different experience because the inner dialogue is different. So here's what I want you to try every morning before you check your phone. Before you talk to anyone, take 5 minutes and speak to yourself with intention. So not softly, not passively, out loud if you can, with energy. Say, I am capable of handling what comes at me today. My purpose is bigger than my fear and I am building something real. And I will not quit until I win. So you'll probably feel weird doing this at first, and that's fine. You're not trying to feel it yet. You're trying to install it, like loading a new software. So repetition plus emotion is what rewires the mind. Do it enough times and eventually the voice of belief gets louder than the voice of doubt. So the last thing, discipline is the bridge. Okay, so I want to talk about something that might feel a bit uncomfortable because everything I said so far, the mindset, the purpose, the inner dialogue, none of it works if your daily habits are working against you. So discipline is the bridge between what you believe and what you actually build. So you can have the best mindset in the world, but if you spend 3 hours a day scrolling on your phone, if you sleep in when you said you will get up, if you say yes to every distraction, then the mindset collapses and it doesn't hold. So here's why. Every small choice you make is a vote. A vote for the person you are becoming or a vote against them. So when you scroll instead of read, that's a vote. When you hit snooze on something you told yourself you would do, that's a crack in the foundation. Not because it's the end of the world, but because over time your brain starts to not trust you. And when you don't trust yourself, self-belief becomes really hard to build. So on the flip side, every time you keep a promise to yourself, even a small one, your confidence grows automatically because your brain is watching. It notices when you follow through. So I'm not asking you to overhaul your entire life today. I'm asking what is the one thing, one habit you commit to, one boundary you hold, and one daily practice that signals to yourself, I'm serious about this. So start there and build from it. Because discipline isn't a punishment, it's the proof that you mean what you say. Okay, so this is the other one, I forgot about this one. Adversity is the speed. So I want to share something that for me changed everything about how I look at hard times. Every adversity, every setback, every failure, everything that goes wrong carries inside it the seed of something greater if you look for it. Now I know that sounds like a cliche, but think about your own life for a second. Your biggest lessons, where did they come from? Not from the easy times, they came from the moments you almost quit, the moment you failed publicly, the moments where everything you planned fell apart and you had to figure out what you were actually made of. So the clarity you have right now about what matters to you, a lot of that probably came from pain. So what if instead of just surviving those moments, you trained your brain to look for the lessons in real time? When something goes wrong, instead of why is this happening to me, what if you ask, what is this preparing me for? What is this redirecting me towards? And what is this teaching me that I need to know? And that's not denial. That's not pretending it doesn't hurt. It's using your mindset as a tool instead of letting the situation use you. And here's the thing, once you really internalize this, you become generally hard to defeat, because life can't break a person who grows stronger every time they get hit. So make that person you. So let me bring everything together. We've talked about recognizing that your mind is a battleground and that you are the gatekeeper. We talked about anchoring yourself to a purpose that actually means something, about auditing your thoughts daily, about reprogramming your inner dialogue through repetition, about discipline as the proof of belief, and about finding the seed inside every adversity. These aren't separate tips, they're one system, and it starts with a decision. Not a wish, not a I will try a decision. So the moment you decide that's it, you already started becoming someone different. Because the world bends to people who refuse to be broken. Not because life gets easier for them, but because they've decided that no matter what hits them, they will respond with purpose instead of panic, with faith instead of fear, with action instead of excuses. That can be you starting today. So if this, helped you a bit, you can share it with someone who needs it. And if you want more on building real mental strength, you can subscribe, because there's definitely coming more. Alright, so I will see you guys on the next one.